guys, so for day 23 of Halloween nail designs, I am going to attempt to paint the viral Michael's ghost painting on some nails. You know that one where it looks like it's like plaster or like spackle or something that they scraped onto, or they just like took a glob of thick paint and like slapped it onto the canvas and then dragged it down to create the ghost, and it has a little ghost face, and it's like $80 or something, and it like went viral, and everyone is like on, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, whatever, showing how to make it and for cheaper, instead of buying it for $80. So I thought it'd be fun to do that on a set of nails. So I am taking the black from Ball Pit, painting all of the nails with this, and I did 2 coats of this, and I cured each coat for 60 seconds. Now I'm taking the Nails by Dev matte top coat and applying this to all of the nails because I wanted the background or the base of the nails to be matte to kind of mimic, a canvas. So I applied this, cured it for 60 seconds, and like I always say whenever I use this top coat, it is a wipe off top coat, so after you cure it, you do have to wipe it off with some alcohol to remove the sticky layer and to get the matte effect to show up. But the best part about this top coat is that there is no smudging or smearing or streaking when you apply it. So if you've been around for a while, I haven't always used this matte top coat. I've only been using it for about a year now because I got it last year. But anyhow, before that I was just using, whatever matte top coats I have. I've tried several different matte top coats because I was trying to find one that didn't do the whole smudging, smearing, streaking thing, and I had not found one. So prior to that, I always said, before you apply your matte top coat, wipe off the sticky layer off the nail, off your nail art, whatever, so that it doesn't, smudge and smear and cause streaking. And black polish, whenever you apply matte top coat over black polish, is when you can really see, like, really badly any kind of streaking on it. So you really have to make sure you wipe off black nail polish before applying a matte top coat. But like I said, with the Nails by Dev one, you don't have to do all that. You can apply your top coat and there's no smudging, smearing, streaking, none of it. I have heard from several different people that that is just how wipe off matte top coats are. They don't smudge and smear your polish or your nail art or anything. So if you're not using a wipe off matte top coat and you hate all the smudging and smearing and all that, I suggest switching to a wipe off matte top coat. I can't speak for other matte wipe off matte top coats, but I can speak for the Nails by Dev one since I have that one and can say that it does not have the smudging and smearing and all that. But I would definitely look into wipe off matte top coats if you hate all the smudging and smearing that top coats tend to do. So for the ghost, I'm going to use this like 3D texture gel from Babe Nails. I don't know if this is still available on her website. I know she came out with it, I think, last year for Halloween. And it was like a limited edition release. I don't know, if it's, like I said, I don't know if it's still available or not. But if it is, I will link it down below. But it's this really pretty color. It's called No Feed, and it's like a pearl white color. There are other colors within this collection. There's like a blue, there's a green, there's like this pinky red orange kind of color. And then there's this one. I think there's a fifth one too. I think there's 5 of them, but I can only think of 4. I don't know. Anyhow, I thought this would be perfect for these ghosts because, like I said, on that Michaels painting, they are like 3D and it kind of looks like if they just took a glob of like oil paint or even like acrylic paint, or like spackle or something. Is that what it's called? I don't know. Like they took something and just took like one of those what are they called? I don't know. Not what? Is it a palette knife? Is that what it's called? The little spatula looking thing? That might be what it's called. I don't know. It just looks like they took one of those and like globbed it on and then smeared it down to create like the ghost look. So I thought this would be really like work really well for that because it is thick. It is kind of 3D. Also, it cures without a sticky layer, so you don't have to worry about like top coating or wiping it off or anything once you're done. So I just took a little bit of it and then globbed it on and then smeared it down to kind of create those little ghosts. I will say it was a little difficult to work with. Well, not necessarily work with, but like to get it to stick on the nail. It was not wanting to stick to the matte top coat for some reason. So you can see I do struggle a little bit. I kind of like have to press it down kind of hard in the on there to get it to stick, and then like I try to kind of round out the like the top part of it to make it look like a ghost head. So it was a little bit of a challenge, but I just got it on there and then smeared it down. And then I went through, did this across all of the nails. I was able to fit like 3 ghosts across the nail to do this. Depending on your brush size or like depending on what you're using, you might be able to get more. You might get less. I don't know. But I just got like 3 across the nail, and then I went ahead, did that for all the nails, and then I cured those for 60 seconds before going in with the second layer. And I just did the second layer a little bit below. Again, I'm just trying to make it look like that viral Michael's ghost painting. And I just did that until I covered like the entire bottom of the nail. I think I did 3 rows of ghosts. But like, you know, you could apply them to the entire nail and get more rows. You can do less rows, you know, do whatever you want. Also, you know, if you don't have this particular product, if you have an embossing gel or like some sort of 3D texture gel, you can use that for it. You could also like mix in acrylic powder, like a white acrylic, maybe not white, do clear, to make sure that it'll cure all the way. Even then, I don't know if that would cure very well either. Mixing it, I mean, you could try if you want to risk that. But you could try mixing in some acrylic powder or pouring. I was gonna say pour it on top, but that's gonna give a different look. Yeah, you could try maybe mixing in acrylic powder, or I think they have like, I think Sweetie Nail Supply or like Zillaboo. Is it Boo or Bo? Because it's spelled like it would be pronounced Bo, but I hear people saying Boo. I don't know. Anyhow, I think, you know, one of those Korean brands has like something you can mix into gel polish to make it thick so you can do like 3D stuff with your gel polish. Or, you know, you could just use plain regular nail polish if you don't want all the texture but you want the design. Just do the same thing. Like, take a round gel applicator brush and dip it in and then press it down onto the nail and then drag it down to get like that wispy ghost look. I hope that made sense. So yeah, you can do this if you don't have this particular product. There's several different things you could use. But yeah, just apply them on, cure each layer for 60 seconds, and that is pretty much it for the process of getting the ghosts on. So for the ghost faces, I decided to use the black from Ball Pit. I don't know why I decided to do that because it does cure with a sticky layer, and I was not thinking about it, and then after I got them on I'm like, oh shoot, this has a sticky layer and I'm gonna have to top coat it, but like I like how this white gel looks not top coated. Um and I like the effect it gives. It's kind of like a matte look to it, and I like all the texture, and I didn't want to get rid of any of that texture. But I just went with it. um I should have used the Emo Black Liner Gel from Ball Pit because that is no wipe. So I definitely recommend using a no wipe polish to do the faces. If you're doing it, the way that I'm doing it, and you want to like keep the texture and you don't want to top coat over anything, I definitely recommend using a no wipe black polish of some sort, but here we are. Um, so I just took my dotting tool and dotted the faces on. I will say this was a little difficult to do because, like I said, this is a texture gel and there's a lot of texture. It does cure pretty rough because it does have like those shimmery bits in it. Also, like just the way it cures really hard and stiff, and it's pretty rough and lumpy. So it was a little difficult to do the faces because like one eye would be on like a peak that's on the gel, and then the other one would be like in a valley between two of the peaks, and it was a little teensy bit difficult to get this on, but we made it work. And then once I got all of the little faces on, I did go ahead and cure for 60 seconds. And then since I was a dummy and used a wipe off polish instead of a no wipe polish because I wasn't thinking, I took a brush and some alcohol and wiped all those little faces off. That way there wouldn't be a sticky layer anymore. I can't say that I recommend doing this. I also can't say that I don't recommend doing this because I don't know how well the faces would hold up like this. I don't know if they would chip off easily or not, or if they will stick to that white gel very well without a top coat or anything like that. Because I'm not going to be wearing them for an extended period of time. They're just going on for pictures and videos for a few minutes, and then they're coming right off. So longevity wise, I don't know how well the faces will hold up. I would assume it'd be fine because they're going on like a textured polish, and I feel like they'd really be able to hold on to that texture. But also, I don't know, because maybe if you scrape something against them, they might chip off because they're not top coated and the top coat's not protecting it. I don't know. So You know, you do with that what you will. But this is the finished result. I think this was a really fun set to do. Low key, kind of looks like a candle, like a melted candle. And that's like all the wax that had melted down over time every time you light it or something. They do also kind of look like ghosts, but also kind of not. I don't know. It was fun. It was cute. It was an experience. I do think it could have been executed better. But it's not bad. I think it gives the ghost painting effect, kind of. It looks. I was gonna say it looks similar to the Michaels one, but no, it doesn't. It looks way different compared to the Michaels one. Honestly, this looks a little messier than the Michaels one. Oh yeah, and I was feeling the texture. Oh, I did not like how it felt. I do not like how this gel feels untop coated. I've used the blue one before on my Cyberpunk set. I had to double top coat that to get it so it wasn't, you couldn't feel the texture anymore, but you could still see the texture through the top coat. But ooh, I do not like how that feels at all. But it's really pretty though, and I really like this color. But that is it for this video. Thank you. There's wrinkling on that pinky. Oh yeah, I forgot the pinky wrinkled like days later, and I don't know why that happened. Anyhow, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. I am still so upset about that pinky because I seriously have no idea why that happened. It was fine for days. And then when I went to put them on for pictures and videos, it was wrinkled and it wasn't like that. I have no idea what happened. Oh well.